Hey, what's up, guys? So, I'm gonna give you guys some professional advice on something you guys could all stop doing, or something wrong you might be doing. Let me just get into it. Usually, when I see people change their lenses, pretend this is like your digital camera or mirrorless, whatever. Usually, what I see people do is they'll take off their lens like just like just like that. But yeah, the proper way to do it is make sure your camera's off, have it face down, and then switch your camera lenses on and off, face down. And the reason why you want to do that, because when your camera is on and then your sensor is, it's going to be attracting all kinds, it's like electromagnetically charged, so it's going to be attracting all kinds of dust particles into your filter, into your camera sensor, and then you're gonna have a dirty sensor, and then you're gonna be wondering why you have black specks or a bunch of like just dust spots throughout your pictures, and your clear skies there's gonna be all kinds of dots. So that's one way to keep that from happening. So next time you're switching lenses, have that thing face it down, and then get that thing, then just switch your lens how you usually would. And if you're really good at switching lenses, just boom, 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 boom. But then, go ahead and get that on right there. So remember, have your camera off, face down, twist it, lock it, boom, start shooting again. You're gonna have a happier, safer, less gross sensor that way. You're gonna spend less time, retouching those gross spots out. And yeah, so that was the main tip. And then I got that advice from a photo professor over at Fresno City College. He's like a pro, like super pro. So that advice is like from like him to like the world, because like no one does that. Then you guys have dirty sensors, and then you guys don't know how to clean it. You guys get anxiety cleaning it. So yeah, I clean my own sensor like as soon as I notice spots, I try to not even if you try to avoid getting spots, like I still end up with a dirty sensor sometimes. So I clean it myself. I should recommend Eclipse cleaning fluid. I think this is probably the best price cleaning fluid I saw. I got this over at Horn Photos, like a local camera store. I think I got it there, if not Amazon or something like that. Can't remember. But yeah, super awesome. Then you put it on a swab or whatever, or it's called a swab, but it's like a special kind of swab that they use for it. And then my tip, you've probably seen it everywhere else, but you overlook it. I recommend getting a camera strap, upgrading your camera strap. I think I got it for about maybe 14 bucks over at Horn Photo, and I really like the strap. It's cushiony, and then it keeps the weight off your shoulders or off the back of your neck, Then it's super lightweight, and then versus outgoing Sony, Canon, Nikon straps, 14 bucks, you cannot beat that. That is it's so plush and awesome. It's black, it's low key. No one's gonna know that you're shooting with a Sony A9 or whatever, but I think kind of letting everyone know what kind of camera you have is kind of new money stuff. Then I'm a little more old school. I don't want you to know I have 1,000, 1,500 whatever bucks around my neck, a little more low key, and then it's comfortable, and then also it's not so hefty that you can't just it's not so uncomfortable that you can't just wrap it around like that. And then just overall, just having it on you just makes it just a more comfortable experience when shooting. So I really dig that. I definitely recommend everyone to just upgrade your camera strap. And one more thing you could start doing if you don't do it already, pick up one of these things. You can get these for cheap. I got this for $5. You probably pick one up maybe for even $5, $10, I don't know. But just having I know it's not a $2,000 setup or $5,000 setup. Even if you're shooting with a new camera, you're still gonna spend some time probably getting a vintage look. So with these, you get a vintage look straight off the camera, and it's so awesome. This one in particular goes from 35 to 90. Even some other cameras, they're 35, just 35 millimeter focal length, and that is awesome for anything. Maybe you're shooting with the prime on your camera, and then maybe with this could double as your wide lens or your wide setup, and just the shots you get are so awesome. I know they autofocus, and maybe you're more of a manual focus person, but just the system that's on this thing is pretty solid, and you could even keep one of these in your car. No one's gonna want to steal it. No one really if someone's breaking into your car, they want your iPhone, your iPad, your tablet, your nicer camera. They might even think this right here is junk. So if this something like this is in your glove box, hey, you can't go wrong with it. And then if you develop it yourself, if you go to a local camera shop, it's only maybe 10 bucks to develop or something like that, 10, 12 bucks depending how you do it. So I'm usually shooting with an 85 or a 50 millimeter. So to switch back and forth to you're on, boom, boom, you're done. And then just doing all that, you get a cool look, you get a cool vintage look. Here's some photos on what they look like, and those are just a couple different things that you could even try to do just to get a different vibe, different feel. And then I don't know, maybe you even might want to replicate the look that you got on one of these, or one of these onto your digital camera. Also, one more thing I hella recommend doing is like invest or try to get some vintage glass. Like the adapter that I got right here was only like maybe 14 bucks. Then even for 50 bucks, 40 bucks, 30 bucks, I don't know, maybe someone's selling like a camera like this with a lens already on it and another lens. And then if you get an adapter, you can use it on your other cameras. So that's what I did earlier. So it's super fun, awesome to shoot. And like also, like if you were to get like, okay, like my 135mm lens, like that one doesn't really work. Like the autofocus doesn't work, and there's the vignette or whatever, and it's 2.8. Then the new Canon version goes for like maybe $1,000 bucks, 1,500, something like that. You can get that for like maybe 5, 10, you could get it anywhere for free to 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks, and just with that adapter. So you could save like a bunch of money if you just want that that focal length. I may not recommend it for a wedding just because you want that time, that accuracy, you know, but just to have that focal length at your disposal is just something really incredible, that great addition to your little arsenal or big arsenal of lenses that you got. Like here, there's an 80 to 200mm lens I have, and shout out to everyone shooting manually right now. Alright, cool. So like this right here, 80mm to 200. Maybe you're just doing like a personal shoot. Maybe you're just shooting some friends, a little modeling with like some friends you have. Maybe a little collab. You know, there's like no pressure really. So like, yeah, like definitely don't sleep, especially if you're on a budget too. Like in general, like, oh, I can't go buy this new this and that. Like, hey, like why not? Like plus, like let's say you're in the market for a wide angle lens. Like maybe you want a 28. And like you don't want to spend 400, 500 bucks or whatever for a 2.8. Like, hey, maybe spend like 5 bucks and 14 bucks for the adapter, and like boom, you have an awesome lens, vintage. It's more solid, you could drop it, and if you break it, who cares, because you spent so little on it. So like definitely something to consider. Like don't sleep on this. Like there's only so many of these out there because like they're getting more and more sought after. Also, when you get it, like you don't even really want to give it away unless you never really use it. But there's just some awesome lenses, awesome stuff out there that I would recommend everyone to take advantage of, everyone to go ahead and grab, try and buy, and yeah, like have fun shooting with it too. Like don't forget that. So quick recap: when you're switching lenses, aim that thing face down, and then have it off. Your electromagnetic dust catcher. And just have fun with it. Like just like the crazy stuff you could do with like a 135mm lens, because you can make anything like just the crazy blurry backgrounds you can get with like 135, 2.8. Like especially if you don't have the money for like, maybe you're saving up for like an 85mm lens. Don't shy out like on getting other things, like because honestly, like you could even have a lot of fun with a 50mm lens and a 2x converter. Now you have a 100mm lens. And you may not be at f2 or 2.8. I think it goes up to like maybe 4, 5.6 maybe, when you have like all that doubled up and all that. But you're still gonna get like a blurry background. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.